He stood at the edge of the crowded bus terminal next to an old, fading taxi that looked like it had lived through 1,000 storms. The paint was chipped, the headlights were dim, and the engine coughed every time he started it. People passed by without a glance, choosing newer cars, younger drivers, cleaner seats. But he stayed there, steady like a shadow, no one noticed. What hurt him most wasn't that people didn't choose his taxi. It was the way they didn't see him at all. He tightened his worn jacket against the cold breeze that cut through the afternoon air. His hands trembled slightly, not from age, but from exhaustion after too many days with too few rides. He needed one trip, just one good trip, to buy medicine for his wife. She had been coughing all night, trying to hide the pain so he wouldn't worry, but he always knew. He always felt it. He stared at his old phone for a moment, thumb resting on the contact labeled "My Daughter." 3 months. 3 months since she last called. She was busy. Or maybe she didn't want to be reminded of the life she was trying to escape. He didn't blame her. He never did. He just missed her. As he lowered the phone, a young woman hurried toward him, dragging a suitcase behind her. Her eyes were red, as though she had been crying for hours. "Sir, are you available?" she asked, voice trembling slightly. His heart jumped. "Yes, miss. Yes, of course. Please, get in." She hesitated for a second, glancing at the old taxi, but time wasn't on her side. She climbed in. "Where to?" he asked gently. "City Hospital. Please, as fast as you can." He nodded. He knew every road leading to that hospital. It was a long trip, expensive, enough to help him and his wife for days. But the desperation in her voice made him forget about money. "We'll get there," he assured her. As the taxi started moving, the young woman kept checking her watch, chewing her lip anxiously. Her fingers shook. "Are you all right, miss?" "My father. He's in surgery. They said it might be the last chance to see him." The driver felt a sting in his chest. He remembered the day his own father passed. He had driven all night to reach the hospital, only to arrive minutes too late. The cold hallway, the empty silence, the regret that had lived with him for decades. "You'll make it," he said softly. "Hang on to hope." She nodded, blinking back tears. They drove in tense silence until a luxury car cut in front of them, forcing the driver to slam the brakes. The taxi jolted violently and the young woman gasped. "I'm so sorry," he said. "People drive recklessly these days." "It's okay," she whispered. "Just, please, keep going." But before he could accelerate again, the engine sputtered, coughed, then died completely. A thin veil of smoke drifted from under the hood. No, not now," he muttered, turning the key repeatedly. The engine choked without starting. The girl's face drained of color. "Sir, please." He opened his door slowly, his heart sinking. I'm so sorry. Let me call another taxi for you." "No, I can't wait for another one. I won't make it." Please do something." Her voice cracked painfully, and she grabbed the back of his seat as though holding on to the last thread of hope she had left. He looked at her, really looked. Her fear, her desperation, her shaking hands. And then he saw himself, years ago, sprinting into a hospital, begging to be let in, only to hear, "I'm sorry, you're too late." He wouldn't let her feel that, not if he could stop it. "Get back inside," he said quietly. "I'll take you there." "But the car, I'll push it." "Sir, you can't." "I can." He put on his old gloves, the ones he used when fixing the engine, and braced himself behind the taxi. "Sit tight, don't worry about anything else." She climbed back inside, tears falling freely now. Cars rushed past, some honking, some staring, but no one stopping. He leaned his weight into the car and pushed. The first shove felt like pushing a wall. His legs trembled under him. His breath came out ragged. But he didn't stop. Foot by foot, meter by meter, he strained against the weight of the car and the world. Sweat soaked through his jacket despite the cold. His arms burned. His back screamed. Still, he pushed. The hill leading toward the hospital felt endless. The incline wasn't steep, but to an old man pushing a heavy car, it might as well have been a mountain. People stared as they passed, some amused, some annoyed, some pitying. "He shouldn't be on the road with that junk," someone murmured. "He's too old for this," another said. No one asked if he needed help. No one asked why he was pushing a car with a girl crying in the back seat. They didn't know. They didn't care enough to know. But he kept moving. 10 minutes, 15, 20. His vision blurred. His legs shook violently, but he saw the hospital sign in the distance, glowing like a promise. "Almost there," he whispered to himself. "Almost there, old man." The girl pressed her hands to the window, watching him with wet eyes. "Sir, please, stop. You're hurting yourself." He didn't hear her, or maybe he chose not to. He pushed through the burning pain, through the numbness crawling up his arms, through the pounding in his chest. When he finally reached the hospital gate, he nearly collapsed forward. But he used the last of his strength to steer the car close to the entrance. He bent over, gasping for breath. "Go," he said weakly. "Go to your father." The girl ran out, grabbed his arm. "Sir, please, let me help you inside." "No? No, go. Your father needs you. Go." He waved her off, forcing a smile. She hesitated, torn, but then she ran toward the hospital doors. He watched her disappear inside and only then allowed himself to lean on the taxi, his knees buckling slightly. 5 minutes later, she returned with a nurse and a guard. They found him collapsed beside the taxi. His pulse was weak, his breathing slow. He was rushed into the emergency room. Hours passed. The girl sat outside, praying for both her father and the man who had carried her hope on his back. When the doctor finally came out, his expression was heavy. "He's stable now," the doctor said. "Severe exhaustion. His heart is weak. But we managed to help him in time." The girl broke down in relief. She visited him as soon as she was allowed. He lay on the bed, pale but awake. "Sir, why would you do something so dangerous?" she whispered. He smiled faintly. "Because I didn't want you to feel the regret I've carried for years." "You saved me?" she sobbed. "You saved my father. I can never repay you." "Just remember today," he whispered. "Live kindly, that's all." She held his hand until he fell asleep. The next day she returned to the hospital. His room was empty. The nurse told her he had checked out early, insisting he couldn't afford to stay. She tried to call him, but he had no smartphone, no email, nothing. A week passed before she finally found him, thanks to the return address written shakily on an old envelope he left behind. When she arrived at the small, weathered house, an elderly woman opened the door. "Are you Mrs. Lom?" the girl asked. The woman nodded. You must be the young lady he talked about." The girl's voice softened. "I came to thank him." The woman's eyes filled with tears. "My husband passed away this morning." The girl froze, her breath caught. No, that can't. His heart was too weak. The doctor said the push-up, that hill, it was too much." The girl covered her mouth, tears streaming uncontrollably. "He said he didn't regret it," the old woman whispered. "He said saving you gave his life meaning." The girl stepped into the small home. On a small table was a framed photo of the old taxi driver, smiling gently. She placed her trembling hand on the frame. "You saved my father," she whispered. "I'm sorry I couldn't save you." She stayed with the old woman for hours, listening to stories of the man who had spent his life helping strangers, always choosing kindness, even when the world didn't choose him. As she left the house, she looked up at the sky. The air was quiet, still, heavy but warm the way hope feels when it settles softly in the heart. "Sir," she whispered, "I won't forget what you taught me." And she never did. The young woman carried his story for the rest of her life, a reminder that true kindness doesn't chase recognition, and real heroes are often the ones no one sees.